All right, we come to part C. On the previous video, we dealt with part A and part B. So this time around, they're saying that where is function of x, right, more than 0, what happens? So here we are now simply saying that when do we get real numbers? Meaning to say that this is when it's defined, right? Where can we get numbers which we can find on the number line? When? So, in order for us to solve this is a combination. Remember, what did we say about the numerator? We said that the numerator, right, x plus 2, right, previously for it to be non-real, we had said that it had to be less than 0. So this time around, we're doing the opposite. We're saying that we do not want it to be non-real. We want it to be real. So the x has to be more than 0. So we say x plus 2 is more than 0. Then we get x is more than negative 2. So in other words, we're simply saying that for this fraction to end up actually giving us the values, right, the x has to be more than negative 2. And if we are to come, where is negative 2? We have got 0, negative 1, 1, 2, negative 2. When we are talking about more than, we're talking about moving in that direction. This is where we get more than negative 2. So if we're to take a negative 1 and we say square root of negative 1, we substitute x for negative 1, and we say plus 2, we're going to get what? We're going to get square root of what? Square root of 1, because negative 1 plus 2 is equals to. And if you say square root of 1, you're going to get what? You're going to get 1. So what we need in terms of the numerator, our numerator should be more than negative 2. And remember, this sign means that negative 2 is not included in the solution. If it was x, not like this, then we would have said, but then it would make our answer invalid, because if we place here negative 2, it would be negative 2 plus 2, which will give us 0, right? Okay, now let's move forward. We go to here. We now come to the numerator, right? On the numerator, what is it that we want? Remember, we said that if 3 minus 3x squared was equal to 0, we looked for the values of x which would make it to be what? Which would make it undefined here this time around. So previously, not this time around. So this time around, we want it to be defined, right? So what do? It's still this very same method. The only thing is that we are removing this. Now we're saying that it must be more than 0. The value of x should be more than 0. Then we say that we've got 3, which is more than, we transpose, then it becomes 3x squared. We divide by 3, we divide by 3. So here we've got 1, which is more than x squared. What do? We then go ahead and say that the square root of x squared and the square root of 1, but here we come and we say plus or minus. And then we know that once we've done that, it becomes x, right, is more than a positive 1, or x is more than negative 1. Meaning to say that negative 1 is not included, positive 1 is not included. So when we write it, we say negative 1 is less than x and x is less than 1. Meaning to say that this negative 1 is not part of our solution. So let's go to the thing. 0, 1, 2. Negative 1, negative 2. And then this is the number line which we have. We're simply saying that our answers, they start here and they end where? They end here. Why am I using unshaded? Because unshaded means that this value of negative 1 is not included. This value of positive 1 is also not included. Our values are found in between here, right? So when you are having your x, which is negative half, negative quarter, or you're having a positive quarter, positive half, you simply substitute them where? You simply substitute them in here, and then you're going to get positive. You're going to get positive numbers. We can use negative half, for instance. So we come here and we say 3 minus 3, open bracket, I've got a negative half, then I square it here, right? And I'm saying that it is more than 0. So I've got 3 here minus 3. This, remember, 1 to the power 2, it's negative here, it will be a positive. So I've got a positive 1 over 2 to the power 2, which is 4. Here, I'm saying it's more than 0. Then if I say 3 and I multiply this, negative 3 multiplied by a quarter, it will give me negative 3. over 4, which is 3/4, which is more than. Then if I say 3 minus 3/4, it is going to give me 2 1/4, which is more than 0. 2 1/4, positive 2 1/4 is more than 0. This is a fraction which is found in between here that I've used, and it has proven that it is more than 0. Then that's all you needed to do, right? So our final answer, -1, is less than x and x, right? That's what we needed to do. The combination of the numerator and the denominator and the numerator. That's it. It had 4 marks, by the way, this question.